lovely Milky Way galaxy. So I said I was going to talk about the Batman film, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I went and saw Batman about a week and a half ago on Thursday, March 10th. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, because that's the best policy I have for anything. I thought that there were great, amazing moments in this film. And I also thought, and this is just my opinion, you don't have to believe everything I say in this vlog, but the fact of the matter is that I want to talk about it. Look, this was a very good film. Almost a great film. And it could have been great. There was a few things that could have, happened that could have made it better. But the fact of the matter is that the Riddler, loved that. Having the Penguin in it, having Carmine Falcone in it, having Jim Gordon or James Gordon, however you want to look at it, in it as well. Having Bruce Wayne, having Selina Kyle play Catwoman, and all of these different villains and all these different characters, and even having like a sneak peek at the very end of the film, where the Joker kind of makes a little bit of an appearance when they're in Arkham, when they put Riddler in Arkham right next to him, mind you. It was a very great film, in my humble opinion. Now, everyone else can have their own opinion on it. I'm not saying he was the greatest Batman ever to make Batman film, but he's kind of in the top 5 for me. Don't get me wrong. Christian Bale's up there, Val Kilmer's up there, George Clooney's kind of down towards the bottom, but that's beside the point, And there's just so many, great character development, there's so much, there's the story wasn't completely all there, but the character development of, seeing Bruce Wayne and Batman, fight through all the grit and the destruction, basically, that's what he does. That's who he is. He's a gritty character, and that's just what he does. Every single Batman film that's ever been made, except for George Clooney's, George Clooney did an alright job. He didn't do the greatest. He was kind of mediocre. Every other Batman that's ever been Batman, whether it's Christian Bale, Val Kilmer, Adam West, anyone else that's ever played Batman in the past, has done an amazing job. And Robert Pattinson did an okay job. And don't get me wrong, Ben Affleck didn't do the best job as Batman before Robert Pattinson, but he did all right. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I liked Robert Pattinson as Batman, but I didn't, like him as Bruce Wayne. That doesn't mean that he didn't do a great job, altogether. It just didn't work for me. And this is my opinion. This is not anyone else telling me how to feel about it. And I'm going to say this up front right now. I believe Zoe Kravitz did a better job at playing Selina Kyle and Catwoman than Halle Berry did. But that's just not very much better. But she did a better job as Catwoman, in my opinion. And then you've got Colin Farrell, who played the Penguin. He did an alright job. I wouldn't give him the best version of Penguin that's ever been done. I'd say Danny DeVito was a pretty good Penguin. And there might have been another Penguin in there at some point in the past, but, he did an alright job as Penguin. And Falcone, I'm not too sure, how he did with that. I'm not sure they chose the right actor to play Falcone in this film, but that's just me. And this whole film, even though it was a 3-hour film, I grant you that it was a long film for some individuals, but from the beginning of the film until the end of the film, you got to see so much, happen. Whether it was fighting off the Penguin, fighting off Falcone, fighting off the Riddler, all these bad guys in this film. Even when Batman was working with Selina Kyle and Catwoman, that moment, that relationship that was being built between Catwoman and Batman, or Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, was great from beginning to end. And I loved that. That's one of the many things that I love to see in a film, is that relationship building from the very first scene all the way until the very last scene of the film. And sure, Gotham is gonna always have criminals and always have this dark side to it that all Batman films have, like that dark, grit, destruction in every single one of them. Whether it's fighting off the Joker, fighting off the Riddler, fighting off Penguin, fighting off Mr. Freeze, fighting off Catwoman, all these different villains that have been part of, even fighting off Harley Quinn as well. And even though he really didn't, you really don't see him in, or her in, any of the Batman films. Even when Poison Ivy was a villain in the George Clooney ones, I'd like to see them bring back Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy back into like a Batman film in the future. Whether it's Robert Pattinson continuing this role as Batman or someone else playing Batman in the future, I don't know who that would be. I'm just saying, it would be interesting to see Harley Quinn in a Batman film again, and have Poison Ivy in a film again. And I'm not saying we should bring back Mr. Freeze, because Mr. Freeze wasn't the best villain in all of the Batman films, but for the most part, it was a great film in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to give it a great grade, but I'm going to give it probably a B minus, maybe a C plus in grade. I mean, there was pieces of the movie that just felt like it wasn't all there. Like, the story wasn't developed fully, but the character arc was. Things like that. And I can't wait to see what they do next with Batman. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's having Robert Pattinson return and having the Joker, play a part in the next Batman, if there's going to be a next Batman, and see what happens with the Riddler. Who knows what's going to happen in the future with the whole Batman films. If there's going to be any more after this one. I'm hoping there is. With that being said, I think that's where we'll end it for today's vlog. I don't know when I'm going to do a movie review again on either Tuesday or Wednesday, or maybe even Thursday of this coming week. So look forward to that. And that's going to be on the X film that I saw yesterday. So I'll get into that as we get closer. So I have 4 birthdays to wish today, so bear with me here. So I want to wish Tyra Shelton a happy birthday, Tessa Violet a happy birthday, Justina Zarek a happy birthday, and and Ruby Rose a happy birthday today. And I will have a new vlog for you guys tomorrow, so look forward to that, and bye-bye.